Okay, hi guys. Guys and gals, because I know both watch. Um, I come to you a little bit today with a heavy heart, and I've had to deal with that in the past 10 to 15 minutes before I came out here to bring this to you, because I actually am a very peaceful person generally, and I don't get angry very easily. I'm very calm and peaceful, and I'm a little bit frustrated, angry, and a little bit nauseous right now as I was writing my thoughts down to bring this message to you. This is the second part in my first topic on the 10 things to do to help improve your overall health. These are the things that I have done, and if you guys are following me and you see how I looked 4 months ago, 5 months ago, big difference. And I have been healed with most of my conditions, and I am still healing in Jesus' name. I'm still dealing with things. I got a chiropractic adjustment today, for my migraines. Had a little one after, but now it's gone. But now I'm actually a little nervous because I don't like to bring this kind of information, but you need to know it because it's vital. And it is my number one topic for a reason. So yesterday I did hydration, and today is the second part, which is clean up your water. So most of this stuff is what I already knew and I had written down, but I did quickly look up a 1-minute video. And I'm sorry for the noise. Kids are all around playing, which I love to hear. But let's see. Do you guys have any idea what's in your water? Do you know it's dirty? You know it's not clean, and do you know it's making you very, very sick? Drinking it, washing your hands with it, and bathing and showering in it, unless you have a whole water filtration system, which is great if you do. There are certain ones that are better than others, which I'm going to get to. Let me go ahead and tell you what I found in this little, it was a minute, literally a 58-second clip, and this is what I got from it, which I knew a lot, but it was more specific. So let me bring this. Hang in with me. So it's not pretty what's in your water, the tap water, if you have no purification system at all. Okay, number one, biggie, chlorine, guys. Chlorine is bleach. I will link a video of one of the guys I like to follow, Gary Brecka, who did a chlorine test. He actually used his assistant. He had 2 glasses of water, and 1 glass, he had his assistant put 3 fingers in, and it's funny, his assistant did it for him. And then for a minute, okay, then he pulled it out. Then he put this chlorine bleach test, or drops in. So the one that the guy did not put his fingers in showed up yellow, bright yellow. There's all this chlorine bleach in it, right? Well, the one that the assistant stuck his 3 fingers in for 60 seconds was clear as a bell, because it already soaked in 60 seconds. All that chlorine soaked into his skin, and I will get to that. That's one thing. It's horrible. Number 2, fluoride. You may have heard people talk about getting rid of fluoride toothpaste. You do need to do that, and when you go to the dentist, decline the fluoride treatment. That is just so they can get you coming back for more dental work. True. So moving on, I'm going to talk about hormones that are in your water. Hormones. You want to know why your hormones are messed up? What about, there's hormones in your water, in the processed foods we eat, which is, well, I don't eat anymore, but I try not to. But I will talk about that in cleaning up your eating tomorrow. The meat and chicken and eggs, unless you're buying grass-fed meat and chicken and free-range chicken eggs, which egg pricing is coming down, which is wonderful, but you need to be buying that. So you're gonna see that some of these things, yeah, while free, it's sort of like switching from one thing to another, and I'll talk about that more tomorrow. So it's not like buying something, but there is something about water that costs some money to do. So let me get to it, because it's vital. It's vital. They're killing us with the water. And there are long videos with people talking about this. I'll try to think, Stu Peters on Rumble. He does a whole water thing, and I can link that. Let's see, he did a whole documentary on it. Okay, is anybody having low libido? Lots. I know I'm talking to you. How about dry, painful intercourse for women? How about men not being able, having erectile dysfunction at age 50, which should not happen, so they can put you on, these erectile dysfunction drugs? How about anybody with thyroid issues? I know there are some that have already reached out to me. I had it. I had hypothyroidism, and I do not anymore. I got off my meds about 4 months ago. I stopped them, and just by doing all these things that I'm telling you about, now my thyroid level runs about 1, which is perfect, and which is where I like to keep it when I was on meds, because that's when I felt the best. But let me just do my disclaimer. I can't diagnose, treat, or cure anyone. These are things that I have done for myself, as a nursing background, and then I'm getting certified in naturopath, nutrition, and holistic medicine practitioner. So, but I haven't even started all my classes yet. I just have done months of research, okay? Months of research. Okay, let me tell you about, this is a little tidbit from that 58-second video I watched. The pharmaceuticals that are in your water is astronomical. Yes, they're drugs, and different kinds of meds. 56 different meds are in drinking water from your tap water, guys. Not just your tap water in your kitchen, from your bathroom, from your sinks, from your showers, from your tubs, okay? 6 big ones they talked about. One was ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is a neurotoxin. It's a neurotoxin, meaning it gets into your brain and it messes up with your cell function in your head. Neurotoxins cause dementia and Alzheimer's and brain fog. Does anybody have brain fog out there? Because I had it really bad. So ibuprofen is also really bad for your kidneys. Someone, I think I've already talked about this if you watch my history and physical. What's better between Tylenol and ibuprofen? Pick your poison. Tylenol is bad for your liver. I'm very sensitive to it. And ibuprofen is bad for your kidneys. So there's also acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, in your water. Okay. Going back to ibuprofen right now, it's an anti-inflammatory drug, right? Well, it's not that way if you take it all the time, or if you're getting it in your system all the time. It actually does the opposite, and it will inflame you, and it will scratch, or it'll inflame your gut and your it does a lot to your gut. Ibuprofen does. So every time you even take 1 dose of ibuprofen, it messes up your whole gut. And let me tell you about your gut. Your gut just isn't digestion, okay? It's a big part of digestion, is a big part, and absorbing nutrients. So when you have something that you're getting and poisoned in your water all the time, your gut can't work efficiently. So you're not going to absorb things right. Now, I have malabsorption issues because I had that surgery, but I don't anymore because I cleaned up my water, cleaned up my eating, my diet, and I detox, and I do all these other things, and I'm going to get to that in other topics. But let me tell you, I don't know if you know this, but do you know that your gut is a big part of your serotonin production? Serotonin is a happy hormone in your body, and most people think it's all in your head. So like depression comes from a chemical imbalance in your brain. That's not the case. It also comes from gut health, poor gut health. Okay, so like I'll get to it later. You know, probiotics, prebiotics, and then cleaning up your water and your diet helps a whole lot with depression and anxiety. Take it from me, I had anxiety, 4 milligrams of Xanax a day. I thought I needed one while ago, just because I got angry with this. And then I had depression. I had bipolar, which I have no longer. So it's a big thing. And then I have a couple supplements, 2 or 3 actually, that I highly recommend for any anxiety or depression issues. So that. Oh, and then when you get depressed, what do they put you on? A serotonin uptake inhibitor, reuptake inhibitor. That inhibits serotonin. So they make you more depressed, so then they can put you on another antidepressant, and then maybe an antipsychotic as well that has detrimental effects. Okay, so another huge gut function is immunity. I don't know if you know that. I didn't know that before I started this research. But immunity is a lot to do with your gut health. So if they can keep your gut messed up, guys, you're going to get sick more often. And conspiracy theory or not, there's some chemicals that get sprayed by planes. Conspiracy theories are usually 3 to 6 months from being true. But it's out there, it's widely out there right now. I don't expect it's going to continue for much longer, and I don't think the water issue is going to continue for a lot longer, and we know that the food and Big Pharma is going to get cleaned up a lot with RFK, and I'm excited about that. Okay, next, caffeine is another biggie in your water. So, I mean, for me, it triggers migraines, okay? Probably does other people too, headaches. It also is going to keep you up at night. And do you know that your body heals when you sleep at night? So you're drinking water at night, taking a bath at night, warm bath, go to bed. It's caffeine. You're getting caffeine, and you can't sleep. It interrupts your sleep cycles. And sleep is a big thing. I think that's my number 3 topic, or number 4, one of the 2. Anyway, we'll get to that. Next, they did 50 major cities in all 50 states, and 28 or 29, I believe, had 56 different pharmaceutical drugs in them, okay? Ranging from epilepsy drugs to mental health meds. And then you wonder why almost everybody has a mental illness, because anxiety is mental illness, depression is mental illness, suicidal thoughts. I've had them before, way back. I was actually in the hospital for it, like 2 times. Yeah, I was having dark thoughts. I never planned it, I never attempted, but I had dark thoughts like, why am I here on this earth? And this was even before I was sick the last couple of years. So anyway, So all, it's just amazing. And then they went on to talk about, in this little short clip, all types of pharmaceuticals. And I told you, the study that they did over the 50 states was a 5-month study, okay? And it affects 41 million Americans, though. So how do you know if you're one of those? But I guarantee you, even if there's not 56 medicines or pharmaceuticals or whatever, your water is dirty no matter what. And sometimes you won't get a straight answer from a water company unless they're wanting to sell you a water filtration system, which I'll talk about that later. So what else? Acetaminophen, Tylenol, I already talked about that. Mood stabilizers, guys. Mood stabilizers for like bipolar schizophrenia, they cause diabetes and just enormous other problems. There's antibiotics in them, in the water, that our tap water, our bath water, our sink water, they're in there so that your immunity is screwed up. It's natural. I said don't open the door. Close it now. Now.
Why?
Because I'm doing a video. Close it.
I'm coming in.
Get over there and don't speak. We're having a problem today. Okay. Anyway. Anyway, this is just horrible though. But antibiotics, so it messes up your natural immunity. They have angina, heart, and cholesterol medicines. Those are like 3 of the worst type, even blood pressure medicine. They're the worst class drugs you can be on. They cause dementia and all sorts of diseases. And then we wonder why our kids are so screwed up, like the hormonal stuff that they're putting in and why they all messed up. It's not only indoctrination through schools, it's also they're messing with their hormones. I mean, okay, it makes you mad. It makes me mad. And I've even cleaned up my water, but I'll get to that. And then the last tidbit from that was the federal government, which I don't think is going to be like this much longer. I mean, I don't know how long it'll take, but I know it's going to happen. The federal government does not test for pharmaceuticals in our water. In fact, there's no way for them to scrub the water plants from the pharmaceuticals that are in them. They can't scrub them out. So I think that's going to change. But anyway, it's enough to make you really angry. So I really need to hurry up. Okay. So there's more. Guess what? Refrigerator systems, water system, filtration systems, Brita filtration, they don't do anything for you. Trust me. I looked into it because we had them. My husband was like, oh, we have this, we have that. For emergency situation, they don't do anything. Okay, next. Let's talk about the bacteria, viruses, fungus, yeast, and parasites. That's a huge one, guys. Parasites. Parasites make you very, very, very sick. And 95% of you have them? 95%. That's a lot. That's a very large percentage. And I know I had them because when I detoxed, which is, I think, less than 5 in my series, I got very, very ill. It was hard. And I recommend you taking off a few days from work. But I'm going to talk to you about that. And I do something every day that detoxes my system. So I will talk to you about that. I do a couple things a day that keep me detoxed. Parasites, though, they come in from your animals if they go in and outside. Dogs, you have to walk outside, use the bathroom, and so you need to detox your animals. I mean, it's horrifying. Parasites like to set up camp in your different organs, mainly your brain, your kidney, your heart, your liver. So they do a lot of damage, and a lot of people who have dementia and Alzheimer's, even though they're saying, well, it is a sugar issue. They're saying it's type 3 diabetes, because it's an insulin problem, sugar problem from the processed foods and the sugar. But also the water, you getting parasites, and that really does have a big factor in those type of diseases. Okay, next, heavy metals. You guys have heard of this, I know. We all know that's true. It's just like another conspiracy theory that's true. Vaccines. There's mercury, aluminum, lead. They're all toxic to all your cells in the body. You have 70 trillion cells in your body, and so these are getting to your brain too. They're neurotoxic. Do you know, like when we were kids, I'm 52, so when we were kids, there's like 1 in 5,000 kids that got autism. Now this 1 in 26 is the statistic. Isn't that maddening? So I'm going to teach you how to get rid of those too. If you got vaccinated, I will teach you what to do about that. I can help. That'll be in video series 5. It's probably going to be 2 or 3, 4 videos. Let's see. Oh, brain fog, anybody? The heavy metals do that too. Next, microplastics, moving on, is in tap water. So if you feel that you're safe from the dirty water because you drink bottled water, you're wrong. Very wrong, because most microplastics are in processed foods and bottled waters. That's where you get the majority of it. And the average human on a daily basis or on a weekly basis ingests about a credit card worth of microplastics. Okay. Which that's going to be, I'm going to do processed foods. I'll talk about that tomorrow. And cleaning up your eating. And then I will do another one on cleaning up your kitchen, your bathroom, your laundry room later. Okay, so it's your cells, the 70 trillion cells, they produce your energy. So if you don't have energy, I have 6 conditions, diseases, or whatever that cause chronic fatigue, but I think you can tell I'm not fatigued at all because I've cleaned up everything, and I detox, and I do my red light therapy, which I left a link to. It's under my about. And if you want to jump to anything, like I said, wait on the vitamin supplements, because you got to do this kind of thing first before that will even take good effect, or you'll be receptive to receiving that stuff and absorbing. But red light therapy, you could start right away, and I do have a coupon code. It's 10% off. My husband picked this one out. I was going for something cheaper. He picked this one out. It's a very good one. I highly recommend it. My mom's getting one today, and it's being shipped today. And so I will talk to you more about that. I think that's topic 7. But you can do that right away, and you'll start seeing results. I started seeing results. I can't say you will. I started seeing results in 2 to 4 weeks, and like 4 weeks, I no longer had anemia. And it also kills parasites. It kills the neurotoxins. It makes you have so much energy because it works on your mitochondrial function, which I'll get to that. Okay, I'll put an expert on that one too and link you. Okay, let's see. Honestly, I almost suffer from too much energy, if that's a problem, because it affects my sleep. And I'm going to start doing acupuncture on, I think, Thursday to help with that, because I don't sleep a whole lot, because my mind is always thinking of, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need, and we're packing and we're doing a lot of stuff. So, okay. Most purified water is not, just to let you know that too. Big food industry, they control that, and so they're allowed to mislabel water packaging. Okay, next, almost last. Rainwater is toxic. It used to be that we could go out and collect rainwater in barrels, and then streams, they were clean. Not anymore, because the rainwater is toxic. That's another issue. Another conspiracy theory. Okay, then lastly, really, forever chemicals. You may have heard that term before. It's just everything, all these things that are in the water are designed to keep you sick. So you're coming back, they stay in your system forever. That's why they're called forever chemicals. So that on, topic 5, we're going to talk about detox. So, now I'm worried about this video being too long. I might have to link you to YouTube. Okay, first thing I did was we ordered a reverse osmosis system from Amazon. It's on my page. It's under 200, I believe, but it filters out 99.8%, I believe, of all these things that I've talked about. So that's one way that I've really healed, is cleaning up my water is very important. Now, when we move, this is a portable system, which I really like because, we can take it if we go on, like if we travel and by car somewhere, we could take it with us. Now, they do have some that you can hook up underneath your sink that are, you might get it around $1,000 or $2,000. That's just going to clean up your sink water. What about your bath water? What about you're washing your hands in the bathroom, several times a day when you use the bathroom, right? Okay, it's a problem. And I'm going to tell you, when we move to our new home in about 3 weeks, we're going to put in a whole water filtration system, and it's not reverse osmosis, even though I love that system. It's something that's a little better, and I can't get into specifics right now because this video is running long, and I'll bring that to you in a different one, so I can just specifically talk about that if you're interested. I know they start around $3,000 for the whole, and it hooks into your hot water heater, and so it filtrates all your water. I mean, because you guys taking a bath and a shower, think about what I said about the 3 fingers in the water, and you're soaking up those chemicals in 60 seconds. Your skin is the largest organ on your body, in your body, or whatever. It absorbs the best out of everything, even better than your gut. So, like that magnesium cream that I showed you, I'd use the essential oils, when I have headaches. It absorbs. So, you don't, unless you're taking a detox bath, which I will get to in lesson 5. So, it just absorbs everything. So, I will, I don't take baths unless I'm doing the detox. And the way I take a shower is I stand at my sink and I scrub. I take a hand towel and I get it all wet, and I get my natural soap without chemicals, and I'm talking about that later. But I soak my whole body up, and then I step into the shower quickly to rinse off, and then I wash my hair when I need to. I will get into that because that's a free life tweak in topic 9. Okay. Let's see, I already said that. Cool. I already said that. So anyway, so if you've watched me, you can see how much I've healed over the last 4 or 5 months. It's been amazing. I mean, my journey began like probably late October. When I started researching. And don't get overwhelmed, because it took me 2 months before I ordered my first vitamin or supplement, because I had to research everything like very just adequately. So me bringing this to you is helpful in that I've done the research and I can bring you the information. I can't tell you what to do. I can tell you what worked for me, okay? So anyway, look at my video on hydration yesterday, because I did suggest a couple things that are really good. It was part A to this, and I think that's pretty much everything. Just making sure. Yeah, I think I've said most everything. So okay, that's the end. I need to cut it off because I'm getting near 30 minutes now. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and I need to write all my thoughts down on cleaning up your eating, your diet. Okay? Have a blessed day. Bye.